What do you think about that parents have to pay for the primary education of their children?
I think that we always pay for it as a society. I mean, schools, even when they don't charge you directly, for the attendance of your children, they certainly take money to run, and they get that money from the people that live in a particular place.
I think that if these schools were, I think these schools should be funded, if any other school is funded, just because if there were more of them, then people could see how economic they are, because of the way they make decisions about resources and everything else. They're so much more cost effective than our public schools, that they could be funded, and they could be funded at a lot less money. It's there's a lot of money spent on resources that trick children into learning. That's their goal, to make like a spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Computer programs, everything, all sorts of resources, and a lot of money spent on credentialed teachers, who a large part of why we spend so much money on them is they have to go through all this testing, and they have to be specialized. And at any rate, there's a lot of it's a very expensive way. When you're teaching people who don't want to learn something, it's very expensive. It's like, I don't know who's going to be watching this video, but if you think about when you want to learn something and you just go to the library, maybe get a book on it, how expensive is that?
Would you accept support from the government?
Well, the way it works, there's a few different levels of acceptance by the government, and we want basically to get the same thing that some Orthodox schools get. They get funding, and basically the government doesn't care what you do in the school. It doesn't have to have a curriculum or anything. And basically, it was a standard that was invented because of Orthodox education in Israel, and we want to get that because it's available. If they, for some reason, want to give us full acceptance and give us good funding,
which they won't,
we wouldn't say no.
Opinion about it?
Well, I would like to see a complete restructuring of our society, as far as I'm concerned. I don't believe that. It's a difficult question to answer. I don't believe that the state should be involved. I don't believe that the state should be funding any education. In fact, I think that if they didn't tax us as much and allowed us to determine our children's education, a lot of people would be able to pay for private education who might not right now.
I think the thing I like about the fact that the school is supported by tuition alone is the fact that there's no one but the families and the kids and the staff members at the school that gets to say how the school is going to be run, which to me is a very important thing. In general, I think that when a school is dependent on public money, that it gives the government undue influence in the way that the school works.
I do know that when the state gets involved, that they attach a lot of strings to what you're doing, and at least right now with the types of governments that we have in the world, I would rather see them not involved, unless we could really completely reform our governments. And I don't know, I'm just working on the schools right now.
Okay.
I appreciate that because the Sudbury Valley School charges tuition, there may be people that are unable to send their children there. But at the same time, that we're self-supporting, I think, is essential to the fact that we're able to run the school the way that we want to.
That's a big key for it. I also don't think, though, that anybody should be denied an education simply because they come from a family that's not able to afford it. It's a very difficult question. How do you answer that? And I don't have a great answer for that.